BlackRock to offer Bitcoin trading, custody, and Coinbase partnership. The $10 trillion asset manager will leverage Coinbase Prime to offer Bitcoin trading and custody services to institutional investors. What's going on, everybody? Good evening. You are tuned in to another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. You know I'm blessed to be here with you all tonight, and as always, I'm blessed to have you here with me as well. BlackRock will begin offering Bitcoin trading and custody services. The asset manager is partnering with Coinbase to facilitate trading desk and custodial operations for its institutional clients. Before we get started tonight, as always, if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share with your friends if you like what you hear. Also, you can listen and download each episode of the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We're streaming right now on all major digital streaming platforms, including Amazon Audible and iHeartRadio. I appreciate your support. This is Bitcoin to 100K, Part 3. From Bitcoin Magazine, BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with over $10 trillion in assets under management, is launching Bitcoin trading services for institutional clients in a new partnership with Coinbase. Now, a couple of months ago, we looked at some of the adjustments that Fidelity was making to support Bitcoin investments for their high net worth clients, and now we see BlackRock moving in that same direction. Coinbase will leverage its institutional brokerage platform, Coinbase Prime, to provide BlackRock's end-to-end investment management platform, Aladdin, direct access to Bitcoin trading and custody. Quote, our institutional clients are increasingly interested in gaining exposure to digital asset markets and are focused on how to efficiently manage the operational lifecycle of these assets, said Joseph Colomb, Global Head of Strategic Ecosystem Partnerships at BlackRock. This connectivity with Aladdin will allow clients to manage their Bitcoin exposures directly in their existing portfolio management and trading workflows for a whole portfolio view of risk across asset classes. Bitcoin acquired through this integration will be held in custody with Coinbase Custody Trust Company, a regulated fiduciary in New York. For those who are interested, BlackRock serves over 1,600 institutions across the US and Canada. The investment manager's interest in Bitcoin was made apparent in February as reports on its imminent entrance into the ecosystem started to emerge. At the time, a person familiar with the matter said, quote, they see all the flow that everyone else is getting and want to start making some money from this too. I mean, don't we all? To the moon. Next, Exxon is mining Bitcoin in North Dakota as part of its plan to slash emissions. From CNBC's Crypto World reporting, ExxonMobil has been working with Denver-based Crusoe Energy Systems to mine Bitcoin in North Dakota for over a year. The pilot program, which is operating in the Bakken region, launched in late January 2021 and had begun expanding by July. Now, we've looked at a number of Bitcoin miners on the podcast. One of my favorites as far as what they're doing technologically, CleanSpark, in growth mode during this bear market, just announced that they've acquired a plug-in ready facility in Washington, Georgia. But Exxon, they aren't a traditional Bitcoin mining company. ExxonMobil, the top oil and gas producer in the US, is piloting a project to mine Bitcoin in North Dakota. For over a year, Exxon has been working with Crusoe Energy Systems, a company based in Denver, said the people who asked not to be named because details of the project are confidential. Crusoe's technology helps oil companies turn wasted energy or flare gas into a useful resource. Similar to ConocoPhillips' mining scheme in North Dakota's Bakken region, Exxon is diverting natural gas that would otherwise be burned off into generators, which convert the gas into electricity used to power shipping containers full of thousands of Bitcoin miners. Exxon launched the pilot in late January 2021 and expanded its build-out in July. Now, I actually didn't know that ConocoPhillips was engaged in Bitcoin mining. I'm going to need to look more into that. While Exxon hasn't talked publicly about its work in the space, Eric Obrock, a 10-year veteran at the company, said on his LinkedIn profile that from February 2019 to to January 2022, he proposed and led the first successful commercial and technical demonstration of using Bitcoin proof-of-work mining as a viable alternative to natural gas flaring in the oil patch. Exxon's Bitcoin project isn't really about making money from the cryptocurrency. Rather, the company has pledged to reduce emissions as part of an industry-wide effort to meet higher environmental demands. In early March, Exxon joined other oil companies in committing to the World Bank's Zero Routine Flaring by 2030 initiative introduced in 2015. Exxon's Bitcoin mining work in North Dakota was first reported by Bloomberg, which said the company is also considering similar pilots in Alaska, Nigeria, Argentina, and Germany. There's a lot going on in the digital currency space. I hope you enjoyed parts 2 and 3 of the Bitcoin to 100K series. Very exciting stuff here, and I'm going to try and stay on top of it all and share what I see. Again, before I get out of here, you can listen and download each episode of the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Right now, we are streaming on all major digital streaming platforms, including Amazon, Audible, and iHeartRadio. Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another episode of the Black Man Into the Wild podcast. Have a great night.